with Chief Meteorologist Dylan Robichaud.
All right, folks, we got a lot to get to over the next few minutes, so let's just jump right into it. Right now, winter storm watches have been issued for the Willamette Valley, starting as far south as Yoncalla and then points northward, and then obviously winter storm warnings across the Cascades. Big time snow on the way as we go into the next few days. Now, here's the thing. Tomorrow, we're just looking at plain old rain, so I'm not concerned about traveling tomorrow, but I would be home by 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow night because I think we see the switch over to ice around 8 o'clock late tomorrow night. We do get periods of snow and sleet mixing in at times. I think that because we have the freezing rain, that will limit totals. So contrary to what you're probably seeing on your weather app, we're not getting 6 inches of snow. Bummer. I'm sorry, but I don't see that happening. Icing, though, I think a ½ inch to an inch. You only need ½ an inch of ice to add stress to power lines. And so if we get on the top tier of that, we could be looking at some significant power outages going into Saturday. Not to mention we will have gusty winds as well. So you have ice on power lines and you have the wind. It could definitely not be a great situation. Winds in the valley up to 25 miles per hour on Saturday. The timing of this would be from 10 p.m. Friday until 6 p.m. on Saturday, and freezing rain, like I said, upwards of an inch when all is said and done. Why are we talking about the possibility of wintry precip? So this is a very peculiar setup. We have our typical warm front that's coming in off the water, so you have plenty of Pacific moisture, but you have what we call a backdoor cold front coming in from the east. So you have cold Canadian air that will meet up with that warm, moist Pacific air. This is very odd because weather normally goes from west to east. It's very odd to have a weather system coming in from the east, but I do see that happening on Friday. So again, look at this right here. Tomorrow night, these two meet up right there, and then you have the combination of cold air going over the warm, moist air, and then that's where we have our problem. So again, let's zoom it on in close to home, right, and walk you through what we get tomorrow. 8 o'clock in the morning, we're wet. By 7 p.m. in the evening, here's that cold air, that backdoor cold front I just told you about. Cold air comes in from the Columbia Gorge, and by Corvallis, we're looking at that rain mix line coming further down to the south. By 11:30 p.m., this is why I said, you know what, you might want to be home and off the roads by late tomorrow night, because look at that salmon color right there. That's your snow, sleet, and freezing rain, and that continues through 9 o'clock on Saturday. Look here, early in the morning, Corvallis, you're no longer getting snow. Now you're getting a freezing rain mix, and then things eventually pull out and improve as we head into the afternoon. Now, what causes the difference between rain in all these different varieties of precipitation types? It all has to do with the column of air above you. And so with freezing rain, you have cold air, then look at that pocket of warm air, so that melts it, and then you got a shallow layer of cold air. That's what we're tracking as we go into the day tomorrow. Now, cold air on the way for Tuesday, Wednesday. Look at that, nighttime lows in the 20s for early next week. That could definitely be problematic. You'll want to cover up your pipes as we'll be tracking some of the coldest air of the winter. Nonetheless, we warm up by Monday and Tuesday. It looks like we'll be tracking a little bit of dry weather towards the early part of next week. The cold air doesn't really get down to the Umpqua Basin, but across the Cascades, there will be no shortage of cold air anytime soon. And in the Willamette Valley, we're looking at temperatures on Saturday morning, 28 degrees. Look at that, Saturday, 28 degrees. That will be problematic as we'll be looking at that freezing rain mix. All right, Dylan, thank you.